And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live stream here as going with some college basketball tonight. Number 5, Purdue and Wisconsin as Big Ten play getting fully underway now. It is the Boilermakers and the Badgers. We will preview this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking upon us all, Lord, and please look over these players and fans alike. Please keep everyone safe, Lord, and please continue to do your will among us as we ask all this in your name. Amen. Boilermakers and Badgers, Purdue coming in ranked number 5 in the country. They are 12-1 on the season, 2-0 in Big Ten play. Wisconsin comes into this game 9-4, 1-1 in Big Ten play. As the Boilermakers have won 4 in a row, coming off that drubbing they took to Iowa State, coming back a couple weeks ago. Wisconsin, meanwhile, is coming in on a 2-game winning streak of their own. Purdue has conference wins on the season over Rutgers and Minnesota. Wisconsin has split 2 conference games, got a win over Northwestern, and just got drubbed at Nebraska a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So this is now the first of a Big Ten schedule here on out for both these teams. Big Ten, of course, one of those conferences that plays a 20-game conference schedule. So you have those 2 oddball conference games at the beginning of December before jumping back out of conference and then jumping back into full conference play. So the Boilermakers came into the season ranked preseason number 1. They are number 5 now. They fell after that drubbing at home they took to Iowa State 2-3 weeks ago. But, of course, led by Braden Smith. And this is a Purdue team that scores 86 a game. They have 4 players averaging in double figures, 2 players leading the way at 14 points a game. That's Trey Kaufman-Wren and Fletcher Lawyer. Of course, Braden Smith at 12.5 points a game, and Oscar Clough at 11.5 points per game. The double-digit scores this year for Purdue. Meanwhile, for Wisconsin, this is a team that averages just about like Purdue. They average 83.5 points a game. They have 3 players averaging in double figures. Their leading scorer averages over 19 a game. Nick Boyd, 19.2 points per game. John Blackwell at 18.2 points a game. And Nolan Winter averaging just over 14. Those are the 3 players that average double figures for the Badgers as they come in looking to extend their winning streak and to 3 and get a big win over the number 5 ranked Purdue Boilermakers at the Kohl Center in Madison tonight as they dim the lights, as they introduce the starters for Wisconsin. Starting lineups are as follows. For Purdue, it will be Trey Kaufman-Wren and Oscar Clough in the middle. C.J. Cox, Fletcher Lawyer, and Braden Smith, the 3 guards. For Wisconsin, Nolan Winter, Velasquez Bilauskas with the 3 guards, Nick Boyd, Andrew Rohde, and John Blackwell, rounding out the starting 5 for Purdue. Matt Painter, the head coach of the Purdue Boilermakers, and Greg Gard, the head coach of Wisconsin. This is Matt Painter's 700th career game as coach at Purdue. 483 wins in those previous 699 games. Greg Gard in his 11th season. Wisconsin is a perfect 8-0 at home this season, as they look to make that 9-0 and a win over a top 5 team at the Kohl Center. Keith Kimball, Kelly Pfeiffer, Randy Richardson, the officiating crew tonight, as we are set to go on a Saturday night in Madison. Here's the jump. It will be Clough and Winter jumping center, and the Badgers win the tip. On the outside here for Wisconsin, this is Rohde. Brody looking to drive, gets it into the corner over to Blackwell. Blackwell gets cut off in the corner, and he will reset. Blackwell now looking to drive. Blackwell puts it up with the right hand for the game's first 2 points. John Blackwell gets the scoring started. It's 2-0 Wisconsin. First possession for Purdue. This is Braden Smith. Over it comes to CJ Cox. Fletcher Lawyer with it. Now on the outside is Oscar Clough. And on the drive, kicking it outside for a three is CJ Cox. That's around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wisconsin. And the other way, and a coast-to-coast layup, no good. But the follow is good and one for Wisconsin. Nolan Winter with the putback in basket. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. Foul was whistled on Braden Smith. That's his first, and it will send Nolan Winter to the free throw line. And he got the three-point play. 5-0 Wisconsin. Boilermakers bring it up the floor. Smith. Smith on the outside, looking for help. Smith has it knocked away, and Wisconsin almost got the steal. It will stay Purdue ball. Boilermakers to inbound. And off the inbound, the shot comes up short. Purdue tries to keep it alive, and they do. Outside, here's a three for Braden Smith. That's short. Braden Smith gets his own rebound and will put it back up and score. Three cracks at it that time for Purdue, and Braden Smith finally able to put it in. 5-2 Wisconsin. And a nice drive inside, and the layup goes down for John Blackwell. He's got 4, and it's a 7-2 lead for the Badgers. Here's Purdue, CJ Cox. Over it goes to Braden Smith, and we have a foul underneath. That's going to go against Belauskas. That's his first, Wisconsin's first. Purdue to inbound. Off the inbound, three-pointer around and out. Rebound pulled down by Belauskas of Wisconsin. And the shot goes down for the Badgers. And the Badgers off to a quick 9-2 start. Two and a half minutes in. Inside, scoring off the glass is Purdue to stop the run. It's a 9-4. And Badgers turn it over. And back comes Purdue. Shot blocked as Cox went up for the layup. Purdue keeps it alive. Nice hustle there by the Boilermakers. Now kicking it outside, and a corner three-pointer is good by CJ Cox. And that makes it a 9-7 game as Purdue has scored the game's last 5 points. Rhodey with it on the outside for Wisconsin. Badgers working around the arc. Belauskas tries a three. That's off the back rim. Rebound to Purdue. Boilermakers can tie or lead for the first time. Outside, this is a three-pointer, and that'll go in the corner for Fletcher Lawyer. He's got 5, and Purdue has their first lead at 10-9. Nearly 4 minutes into this first half. Rhodey over to Belauskas, who puts it in with the right hand, his first 2 points, and the Badgers are back in front at 11-10. Scorebug's going to be a little bit ahead if you're following the scorebug on the screen, but the scorebug's incorrect. It's 11-10 Wisconsin. I don't think they did not credit that free throw earlier. And the Boilermakers almost turned it over and knocked out of bounds by the Badgers. It's going to stay Wisconsin ball there. They corrected it. 11-10 Wisconsin at the first timeout. 15:44 to play in the opening half. Saturday night in Madison. Purdue opens up 4 for their first 9, 2 for 5 from three-point range. Wisconsin, red hot start, 5 for 7 shooting. They are 0 for 1 from three-point range. Purdue looking to extend their winning streak to 5. Wisconsin looking to extend their mini winning streak to 3, but boy, what a win it would be if they can knock off a top 5 team. Next game's up for these teams. Purdue is back at home on Wednesday as they will take on the Washington Huskies at Mackey Arena. Wisconsin will stay at home on Tuesday and take on the UCLA Bruins. Their next game's up for both of these teams. So an early lead for Wisconsin, 11-10. They were up 9-2. Purdue's in the midst of an 8-2 run. Had a couple top 25 teams go down today. Number 12, North Carolina, was beaten at SMU and pretty soundly, 97-83, the final score in that one. Also, number 17, Kansas, goes down on the road at UCF today, 81-75. Other games in the Big Ten, number 20, Illinois at the half leads Penn State 40-26. Number 25, Iowa, 74-61 win over UCLA. And Minnesota goes into Evanston and picks up an 84-78 win over Northwestern. So other games from the Big Ten today. And here, Wisconsin has an 11-10 lead over Purdue. Just a little over 4 minutes into this first half. It'll be Purdue ball out of the timeout. Jakari Harris into the game for the first time for Purdue. Austin Rapp and Jack Janicki into the game for Wisconsin. Daniel Jacobson also checks in for Purdue. With it is Braden Smith, and a three-point shot on the way. That's short. Rebound to Wisconsin. Janicki on the outside. Badgers working around. Layup is good. Nick Boyd with his first 2 points, and the Badgers lead by 3. Nick Boyd trying to fire up the crowd at the Kohl Center in Madison. A little bit of press shown here by Boyd, but Purdue breaks it easily. On the outside is Braden Smith. And now at the top of the key, 3 for Fletcher Lawyer, and he got fouled on a 3-point shot. Fouls on Jack Janicki. That's his first, and it'll be 3 free throws for Braden Smith. Or, excuse me, for Fletcher Lawyer. I'm sorry. First of 3 is good. Fletcher Lawyer, the senior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Second one is good as well. Fletcher Lawyer looking for 3 for 3 to tie this game. He missed the third, so Wisconsin keeps the lead at 13-12. Blackwell with it. Wisconsin working it around the arc again. Nice pass, and a foul is called as Winter went in for the layup. Foul on Daniel Jacobson will be his first, and it'll send Nolan Winter to the line for 2. First is good. Winter, told you at the outset, averages 14 points a game. He also pulls down 9 rebounds a game. He nearly averages a double-double as he hits them both here. 15-12 lead for the Badgers. Nice bounce pass inside, and the turnaround with the right hand will go down. And it's a 15-14 game. Daniel Jacobson with his first 2 points. On the outside, 3-point shot on the way is good. Austin Rapp puts it in from outside, and it's 18-14. Excuse me. Purdue with it here, down 4. Braden Smith off balance in the paint, and it goes down. Braden Smith now with 4. And it's 18-16, Wisconsin. Just past 6 minutes old, first half. On the outside with it is Wisconsin. This is Winter at the top of the key, Blackwell. Blackwell drives inside, sends it back outside for a 3. That's short. Rebound to Purdue. Smith on the outside for the Boilermakers. Smith tries an alley-oop, but it's defended well by Wisconsin, and they come out with the ball. John Blackwell with it. Now Winter. Winter on the drive. Layup is good for Nolan Winter. He's got 7 early on in this game for Wisconsin, and it's 20-16. Braden Smith with it. Draws a double team. And the pass goes inside, and the basket goes down for Jacobson. That's his second field goal. And the Wisconsin lead is 2, 20-18. Wisconsin had the ball away, knocked away momentarily. Blackwell does recover and gives it off to Nick Boyd, and the Badgers reset. Boyd drives inside, puts up an acrobatic shot, and it goes down for Nick Boyd. That's his second field goal. 22-18 Badgers. Braden Smith gives it off, and the jumper goes short. Out of bounds it goes. It will... Would they call it Wisconsin ball? I never did see a signal. I never did see the officials point a signal as to which way this ball's going. It's actually Purdue inbounding from quarter court. In it comes to Smith. Smith working it around. This is Jakari Harris, and Harris misses. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin, and they almost turn it over. Wisconsin able to save possession. Now on the drive inside, jump stop, turnaround in the paint, rolls off, out of bounds, stays, Badger ball. And we've got the under 12 timeout. 11:37 to play in the first half. Badgers up on number 5 Purdue, 22-18. So Purdue has cooled off to 44% shooting, 7 out of 16. Wisconsin still red hot, 9 out of 13 shooting. So Wisconsin, you don't figure they're going to be able to keep up this shooting all game. But shooting lights out so far. Purdue being led so far by Fletcher Lawyer, 7 points. 4 points from Braden Smith and Daniel Jacobson off the bench. 3 points out of C.J. Cox. Wisconsin's led by Nolan Winters, 7 points. 6 points out of John Blackwell. 4 out of Nick Boyd. 3 out of Austin Rapp. And 2 out of Alexis Velasquez. So Wisconsin has led basically throughout this first half, and they lead it by 4 now. As we are set to come out of the timeout. Wisconsin band having a good time tonight on a Saturday night in Madison. Only 4 fouls called in this game so far. Badgers bring it in. And here's the three-pointer on the way. That's an air ball by Blackwell, and out of bounds it goes to Purdue. Blackwell missed that three-point shot badly. Braden Smith to bring it up for the Boilermakers. Smith behind the back pass, and a three-point shot is good by Jakari Harris off a great behind the back pass. And it's a 1-point game, 22-21. Badgers with it on the outside, Rohde, and puts it up with the right hand in the paint and gets it to go. Andrew Rohde on the board, 24-21 Wisconsin. Boilers bring it up the floor. Homer Mayer with it on the outside. Back to Smith. Here's Mayer at the top of the key for three. That's too hard. And we have a foul on Wisconsin. That one's going to go on Rhodey. That's his first and the team's third. Purdue to inbound. And in it comes. Mayer tries to go inside, but a bad pass. And then a Purdue foul on the loose ball after the turnover. It's going to go against Oscar Clough. That's his first, team's third. Blackwell with it on the outside for Wisconsin. Blackwell, and that's a terrible pass underneath as that thing was airmailed, and Wisconsin gives it right back after the Purdue turnover. Here comes Purdue. Down by 3 as we've just passed the midway point of the first half. On the drive and sends it back outside to Jakari Harrison. Inside with the hook shot. It will not drop for Oscar Clough, and it's rebounded by Wisconsin. And Purdue almost got a turnover, but in fact, they are going to get a loose ball foul on the Badgers against Blackwell. That's his first. Fourth team foul of the half. Greg Gard getting an explanation on that. Officials are going to the monitor to see if it's any more than just a common foul here. And it looks like it is. What did they call here? Think it is. I think it is still just a common foul. Boilermakers inbound, and Mayer brings it up the floor. Homer Mayer on the outside on the big Wisconsin W at midcourt. Mayer bounce pass. And a nice bounce pass to Trey Kaufman-Wren. He'll turn around with the right hand and put it in for his first 2 points. 24-23, Wisconsin by 1. And there's a turnover for Wisconsin. They've turned it over on back-to-back possessions. Purdue looks for the lead back. The drive inside and a foul on Wisconsin will send Purdue to the line. Blackwell just picked up his second. Team's fifth, but Blackwell, team's second leading scorer, in some foul trouble here as he picked up his second foul. First free throw up and good from Fletcher Lawyer. So Blackwell does indeed have to go to the bench with 2 fouls. One more free throw coming for Fletcher Lawyer. He hits both, and Purdue has the lead by 1, 25-24. Up the floor come the Badgers. Winter. Out on the arc is Belauskas. Now working it around the perimeter. This is now Nick Boyd. Boyd draws a double team. Nice look inside to Winter. Too strong off the glass. Rebounded by the Boilermakers. 8.5 to go first half. Open 3 in the corner. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Janicki with it as the Badgers work it around the perimeter. And now the shot off the glass inside goes down. And Wisconsin back in front, 26-25. That's 6 points now for Boyd. 8 to play, first half. Boyd again trying to fire up the Badger fans as he goes back down defensively down the floor. Mayer gets cut off, kicks it back outside. Shot clock at 8 for Purdue. Lawyer, reverse, no. Kept alive by the Boilermakers. And a three-pointer on the way is good. Right in front of the Wisconsin bench, a 3 for Omer Mayer. 28-26 Purdue. A deep 3 at the other end is no good. Rebound. Oh, Boilermakers had it, but then lost it out of bounds. Trey Kaufman-Renn couldn't come down with it. $7:13 to play in the first half. Purdue's battled back to take a 2-point lead, 28-26. On the road in Madison. So Purdue getting a battle here from the Wisconsin Badgers right now. Purdue at 10 of 23 from the floor, 43%. They are 4 for 10 from 3 at 40%. Wisconsin 11 of 18. They're still over 60%. 1 of 5, though, from 3-point range. Badgers have a rebound edge of 2, 11-9. Wisconsin's turned it over 4 times. Purdue's only turned it over once so far. Fletcher Lawyer leading the way for Purdue with 9 points. Nolan Winter leading the way for Wisconsin with 7. Purdue looking to move to 3-0 in Big Ten play. Looking ahead to tomorrow in the top 25. Just 2 top 25 teams in action tomorrow. Number 4, Connecticut, hosting a struggling Marquette squad this year. Number 7, Gonzaga, who had a close call the other night against Seattle University, pulling it out in overtime, coming back from a deficit. They host Loyola Marymount tomorrow in Spokane. Here it is, a 28-26 lead for Purdue. We have 7:13 to play in the first half. So following the timeout, we get set to resume here. It's going to be Wisconsin ball out of the timeout. Badgers bringing in Purdue with some press. And it works. The 5th turnover for the Badgers. Purdue put some press on, and it fooled Wisconsin, and then Trey Kaufman-Renn gets the turnaround right-hand shot to go. 30-26 Purdue. Badgers with it on the outside as they work it around the arc. This is Rhodey with it. Rhodey will pull up for 3. That's way off the mark, and it's going to stay Wisconsin ball as Clough couldn't corral the rebound. Badgers have it as they will inbound underneath the basket. Nick Boyd to inbound. And in it comes. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. Good from Braden Carrington, who just checked in at the prior timeout. And the Purdue lead down to 1, 30-29. Here come the Boilermakers up the floor. Another behind-the-back pass there inside to Trey Kaufman-Renn. Now trying to back his way in. Kaufman-Renn, the spin with the right hand. That's too hard. And rebounded by the Badgers. They have a chance to retake the lead, which they will try for 3 here. No, off the back rim. Rebound to Purdue. Braden Smith off balance will get it to go. Braden Smith with a half dozen on a nice turnaround jumper off balance there. 32-29 Purdue. Down to 5.5 to play here in the first half. A bad pass there, and the Boilermakers step in the passing lane and get the steal. Smith for 3. No, that was a little quick. Rebound to Wisconsin. Boyd will slow it up here, and now the Badgers are setting their offense, and almost another turnover. But Purdue couldn't quite save it before going out of bounds. It's going to stay with Wisconsin. With Wisconsin getting a little careless with the ball here. They have 6 turnovers, but almost committed a couple more. Inbound to Kruger, or excuse me. Carrington with it now as the Badgers work it back around. Kinzinger with it, and a 3-point shot for Carrington off the back rim. Offensive rebound and the putback, but that's going to be a foul before the shot. Like foul's going to go. Like they got Will Garlock on that foul for Wisconsin, so that's the team's 6th. So Purdue will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the first half as Braden Smith brings it up the floor. Smith into the corner, Lawyer for 3. That's no good. Rebound Wisconsin. Rhodey. And we have a foul on Purdue. This will be their 5th of the half. Like they're going to get Trey Kaufman-Renn for his first. And excuse me, that's the 4th team foul. Badgers will bring it in front of the Purdue bench. Rhodey, he loses it. Another Wisconsin turnover. 1-on-2, but Purdue will finish on the dunk to Trey Kaufman-Renn off a great assist, and Purdue leads it now by 5 as we approach 4 minutes to play in the first half. Wisconsin's turned it over 7 times, and Purdue's taken advantage of it as they've scored 11 points off those turnovers. 3-point shot on the way is good. Carrington with his second 3 off the bench, and the lead is down to 2, again at 34-32. Braden Smith kicks it outside, and a 3. Air ball. Rebound Purdue, and a foul underneath on the rebound. Yet another offensive rebound for Purdue. It'll be the second foul on Will Garlock. And with 3:38 to play in the first half, Purdue will have free throws. On the other side of the timeout, leading 34-32. Purdue at 43% shooting. Wisconsin down under 60 now. They've been in the 60s for most of the half. They're at 57 now. Purdue from three-point range is 4 for 13. Wisconsin 3 for 10. Still a 4-rebound edge for Wisconsin, but the turnovers starting to pile up against the Badgers. They've been getting very careless with the ball. They now have 7 turnovers. Purdue has 1. Do want to tell you at the half for just a few minutes, I will be signing off the live stream, and I'll be back just prior to the second half. Bring you some first half stats and get you ready for half number 2. This Big Ten battle between 5th-ranked Purdue and Wisconsin. So Purdue by 2, and they will be at the free throw line when we resume out of the timeout. As Bucky Badger is into the stands, making friends with the fans tonight. Two free throws here for Purdue. First is good as Daniel Jacobson is at the free throw line. Missed the second, so 1 of 2 for Jacobson, and it's a 35-32 Purdue lead. 3.5 to go, first half. Carrington off to Velasquez. Back outside to Winter. Kinzinger now. Again, back outside. 7 to shoot. Here's a 3. That's off the back rim. Rebound to the Boilermakers. Lawyer with it. Trey Kaufman-Renn. Now back outside to Smith. Smith on the drive, sends it back outside for a three, round and out. Rebound Carrington for Wisconsin. Carrington brings it up the floor for the Badgers. Here's a three, no good. Tip, however, is good, but we're going to get a foul before that tip in. Got a foul on the three-point shot, it looks like. A late call. They are going to get the foul on Daniel Jacobson out on the three-point shot. A late whistle there. And Nolan Winter is going to get 3 free throws. First is way short. That barely hit anything. Second one by Winter. That's no good either. So he's only going to be able to get 1 out of this. Winter gets the third one to go, so he salvages 1 of 3. 35-33 Purdue. Braden Smith brings it up the floor. Now bounce pass into alley-oop underneath and the finish. A great feed from Trey Kaufman-Renn, and that leads to a Wisconsin timeout. That was a great feed from Trey Kaufman-Renn underneath. As Daniel Jacobson, the recipient of the alley-oop. 37-33, and my apologies again. It was Purdue that took the timeout. So Matt Painter uses his use it or lose it first half timeout. (37-33) our score. Purdue in front. Wisconsin's led for a lot of this first half. But Purdue leads it by 4 now as Nick Boyd brings it up the floor for the Badgers. Boyd is bumped. That'll be the 6th team foul, so this will just be an inbound, but Wisconsin will be shooting free throws the remainder of the half on each Purdue foul here on out. Boyd to inbound underneath the basket. Now on the outside is Winter. Carrington, he's hit 2 threes already. This one in the corner, this long rebound to Purdue. Back come the Boilermakers. Layup, no, a little too strong. Rebound Wisconsin as we hit 2 to go first half. Nice bounce pass inside and a foul. That'll send Winter back to the line where he hit just 1 of 3 on his prior trip there. Got Jakari Harris for his 2nd foul. And Winter misses another free throw. He is an 80% shooter at the line, just 4 for 7 tonight. Does get the 2nd to go. 37-34. Omer Mayer returns to the lineup for Purdue. Up the floor comes Braden Smith. .100 seconds to play in the first half. Trey Kaufman ran inside, and the runner is good. He's got 8. And Purdue with their largest lead of the half of 5 at 39-34. Layup at the other end is good for Nick Boyd. That gives him 8. 39-36. Braden Smith, nice pass inside, counted, and a foul. Great pass by Braden Smith, found Clough underneath, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Oscar Clough, senior out of Australia, transferred to Purdue from South Dakota State. Carrington returns to the lineup for Wisconsin. Clough trying to complete the 3-point play. He missed it. Carrington pulls down the Wisconsin rebound. Badgers down 5. Final minute, first half. Carrington. And he stepped out of bounds, and Wisconsin turns it over once again for the 8th time in this first half. Badgers turn it over. Jack Benter back in for Purdue. He will replace Mayer. Braden Smith brings the ball up for Purdue. Smith gives it off, and another dunk to Clough. And another assist from Braden Smith. And now Wisconsin will use their use it or lose it first half timeout with 37.4 to go in the half. Now trailing by 7, 43-36. So Wisconsin looking for a basket here to end the first half as they trail now by 7, the largest Purdue lead of the first half. Badgers inbound. There is an 11-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Boyd gets free underneath, missed the layup, but the putback is good off the offensive rebound for the Badgers. Shot clock is off. Final shot of the half belongs to Purdue with 15 seconds. Here's Braden Smith. Down to 10. Smith now telling his team to go. Down to 7. Smith drives. Smith off the glass. Yes. Braden Smith with the layup. And now at the other end, the half-court heave is short. As the first half horn sounds and Purdue leads Wisconsin at halftime, 45-38. Braden Smith having a discussion with one of the officials. So the Boilermakers go to the halftime locker room with a 7-point lead over Wisconsin at 45-38. With 20 minutes still to play. Again, folks, I'm going to briefly pause this live stream for about 11, 12 minutes. I'll be back on right before the second half to run down some first half stats and get you ready for the second half to see if Purdue can hang on to move 3-0 and Big Ten player of Wisconsin can come back and get an upset win over a top 5 team. 45-38 at the half. Purdue over Wisconsin. Brief pause.